right? And we can answer those questions. But let's start with this, okay? There's a couple key parts to a business. And you think of a business as an airplane flying through the air. Some things give that airplane lift and thrust and keep it moving. And some things weigh it down, right? And what happens when an airplane runs out of thrust and lift, right? Now, some of you in here already own your own gyms, right? How many? We have a few, right? We got quite a few people who have a garage gym. I've talked to several people who want to own their own gyms, right? That's a goal, all right? And once you make the step and you cross over to the point where you say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to sign a lease. I'm going to buy a building. I'm going to buy a bunch of equipment to train out of my garage. It's a business, right? And coach, in a sense, has to step down to number 2. Because if you can't run your business well, it doesn't matter how great of a coach you are, you got nobody to coach, and you're out of business. And then you got to go back and tell your wife or your husband or whatever and say, hey, I just blew 150 grand on the gym I thought was going to be our dream. Right? We had this conversation, Josh. I've known Josh for years now. He's got a couple great gyms out in Pennsylvania. He started his gym. He already had kids, right? The failure was not an option. Okay, so you can't say, hey, I'm going to go take 250K and go on a passion project and make it happen. All right, so here's how gym business works. All right. And I'm sorry for being a lefty because that generally means I have to stand in front of the board, all right? The cockpit, all right? That's your vision and leadership, right? That's having a clear goals set for your business. Business is just like training. I want to bench press 315 pounds. I work back 8, 12, 16 weeks, 10 years, whatever it is. I develop a plan, we set KPIs in place. I know, great, after 6 months of training, I should be here. After a year, I should be here, right? And we have specific markers we're looking for. We're strengthening the weak points of our bench, triceps, upper back, right? Those types of things. Improving flexibility. In this case, I'm improving the weaknesses of my business. I'm visualizing where the weak points are. You have to have a goal. We spoke about this on the ride home last night. If you don't know where you're going, it's almost impossible to get there. When you speak to your clients, you say, tell me what you'd like to work with. What are some goals you have? Athletes is easy. I got to get bigger, stronger, faster. 45-year-old mom comes in who hasn't seen the inside of a gym in 20 years. What do you want to do? I don't know. I just want to get fitter. Well, let's set a couple goals. What is it? We want to lose 5 pounds? Want to lose 10 pounds? Want to get a little more tone? Want to drop 3 dress sizes? Give me something tangible. Because if I have something tangible, I can work on it. Leadership is, I can go on, we could talk for 3 hours on leadership, all right? Leadership is a learned skill. Some people are better at it than others naturally. Some people have to work really hard on it. But leadership is a learned skill. And the number 1 skill in leadership is holding people accountable, right? And that means having hard conversations, hard truths, right? And setting them up for success, all right? If I hire Josh as a coach, and I want him to be my head strength coach, but I don't give him the tools, and I don't tell him exactly what that role means, how he's going to get paid, what he's being measured on, how I'm going to grade his performance, he's flying blind too, right? And now you got a pilot and a co-pilot with blinders on, right? Flying the plane. It's bad. You don't have to know nothing about aviation to know that that's bad, all right? And that's what happens in a lot of gyms. We get really busy, like I did. We hire knee-jerk, and then we don't have the time to develop that employee, and we get aggravated, right? And they don't get it. I don't understand. Why don't they think like me? Well, there's a reason you're the entrepreneur gym owner, right? And you have to educate them, okay? The body of the plane here, that represents the overhead of your business, right? That's equipment, that's your lease, that's your employee payroll. And think about aviation, right? What happens if I put too much weight in the plane, right? Can't take off, right? It doesn't have enough energy, doesn't have enough lift. Or the more overhead you have, the more thrust you need, right? So you can support a giant overhead like my headquarters, right? But you need hundreds of clients then, okay? So it really depends on the type of business. His gym, much less overhead, need a lot less clients and employees, right? You got 20,000 square feet. Our monthly burn is about 100K, right? Just to make money, just to break even, okay? A little less. Okay, so this represents your overhead. Number one rule in business: keep it light. All right, keep it light. Don't buy shit you don't need. Don't hire people you don't need. And when you buy stuff, it better turn profitable. And when you hire people, they better turn profitable. Now, you got 3 months to make money in my gym, or you're out the door. All right. We do a time to profit ratio, and that ratio has to turn upside down after 90 days. Or we're having some tough conversations, and you're on your step 1 of 2 strikes, not a third, and you're out the door. Okay. And obviously we have to look at ourselves. Did we give them the tools to be successful? Keep the overhead light. Don't buy stuff you don't need. That's one of the biggest mistakes I see. Right? You asked yesterday, so I think you asked about equipment, right? Start with barely anything. You just get a couple squat stands to start with, right? Build a brand, get some clients, start making revenue, right? So like the new space that we're in, we have an outdoor area, right? Really nice. We would be one of the few spaces in this very busy town that has any outdoor space. I want to turf it. That's like 15 to 20K. I'm out there with a shovel all last week, cleaning it up, making it nice, painting it up, made it look great, but didn't spend the 15 to 20K until we start turning some profit, right? And lead time on turf right now is about 2 months. So I'm gonna have turf open for 3 weeks and then have to close it down for the winter anyway. So I'll do it in the spring. The wings of your plane give you lift, okay? The wings represent your products and services. You have to have services that solve a problem for the clients you're looking for, okay? You have to have products and services that have a great ROI. So again, on the spectrum of pricing options, which I think it was either you guys or somebody else asked that question. If you have 1,000 clients, to make $1 million, you need 1,000 clients paying $100 a month, or you need 100 clients paying $1,000 a month, right? And that gives you, you make $1 million plus. I'll go with the latter. I'd rather have the 100 clients making 1,000, right? Because if I have 1,000 clients, what does that mean in terms of equipment, employees, and scale, right? 1,000 clients means probably a 40,000 square foot facility, racks going down both sides of the gym, 30, 40 trainers. Right now you're talking a massive machine, right? I did that. I'm telling all of you, don't do that. If you want to sit for an hour and a half, and drink some beers and watch me cry, okay, I'll go through all the reasons why, okay? But the better your products and services, the more niche they are, the more they directly speak to your client's needs, the more they can solve a problem, the more people will pay, the bigger the wings are, right? Look at a glider plane, little tiny super light plane with giant wings, right? Can glide forever, right? Doesn't need a lot of thrust. Big old 757, right, with 400 people in it and packed with cargo. All right, those engines turn off, guess what happens to that jet? Right, straight to the ground, okay? The size of your wings, the lift that your business has, is directly proportional to the quality of the products and services that you offer. That has a lot to do with your pricing structure, the type of training, large group, $100 a month, right? Private training, $100 an hour. Semi-private training in that sweet spot, 3, 4, 500. That's the money maker, okay? And then what other ancillary services that you have to sell those people? Are you doing nutrition, stretch therapy, massage? Are you leasing space to a physical therapist, right? What are some things that you can do that are good products and services that are going to give your business more lift, okay? The one engine is your marketing, right? Marketing and sales, the other engine is your sales, okay? Marketing and sales are what give your business thrust. How many people in here would say, as a coach, that they don't like to sell? Well, I don't really, right?
I use the word help.
Okay? Once you make the switch to cross over into private sector, and even at the collegiate level, right? I work with lots of head strength coaches. You're selling. You're selling a dream, a vision, a mission, right? And people will go to war for a great mission. They'll dive to the bottom of the ocean for a great mission. They'll climb Mount Everest for a great mission, okay? The marketing is your messaging. The marketing is what attracts leads and potential clients to your business. This is 100% based on one word, words, okay? We're all here today, not because he has this magic pixie dust of training methodology. Everything he taught us the last 2 days, in some way, shape, or form, we've probably seen before, right? Everybody's seen a squat, everybody's seen a kettlebell clean, right? It's his words, in his way, in his passion, okay, that attracted us to his message, that at some point in your time, attracted you to him as somebody that you trust and value and respect his work. I'm gonna go spend my hard-earned money and time to come see him. Marketing is messaging. Great marketing can overcome a lot of problems in a business. Sometimes it can hide those problems, but a lot of times you can cure, right, an overbloated machine, right, with mediocre leadership by having a great brand and message and marketing, okay? Generally speaking, these two things they all have to go together, okay? But marketing is lead generation. What message am I putting out that is attracting people to my business? The other engine is sales, right? I'll put it down here. Sales is closing the deal. Marketing and sales are not the same thing. Marketing is your starting pitcher, right? He's out there throwing pitches all day, right? Trying to strike guys out. I'm email marketing, Facebook, Instagram, social media, right? Print mail, advertising. Somebody asked me about Facebook ads, things like that, right? Joint venture marketing in your community, all those things. The Mario Rivera of your team, often than not is the owner operator at first, is your sales guy, right? Your head of sales. He's the person who's following up with the leads, sourcing the leads, qualifying the leads, which is something we could spend some time on. That's incredibly important, right? Making sure that they're the right fit for the products and services in your gym, what you offer, okay? And you have to have a very well-defined sales process. And what we generally say here, the number one thing here, is a great upfront experience, a great onboard, a great assessment, right? I have to create a buy-in. The message that I put out attracted them. They said, yeah, that sounds really great. I would love to lose 15 pounds and look and feel great and renew my energy. Awesome, right? I would love to get bigger, stronger, faster, and play better as an athlete, okay? And then when you get them in the gym, the sales process takes over. What happens, right? So for somebody who, like yourself, who's really high on the coaching spectrum and the X's and O's, part of that sales process is a great evaluation that showcases your ability, right? That gets them to believe in what you're doing. And then, of course, having a great pitch and explanation of how these services are going to help, you achieve your goal, whatever that might be. Okay? So sales and marketing give you thrust. Okay? Fuel is cash. Okay? Or we can call it cash flow. If you would have talked to Coach Joe 20 years ago, all I got to do is be a great coach and I'm going to make money. And that was a mistake. Now, I was a good coach. I think I'm a great coach. Right? I worked my ass off. I got really busy because I gave a shit about the kids. I delivered a consistently good product, right? And I over-delivered 99% of the time on what I said I was going to deliver, okay? I did not have a business background. I have a degree in molecular biology, minor in chemistry, double majored in math, physics, okay? Never took a business course in my life. Money management is the most critical component. And we could break this down real simple. This is a monthly positive flow. Meaning like if my break-even point is $10,000 a month, you gotta make $10,001 to have a profit, a buck. Yes, my first real dollar. I still have it hanging and framed in my office. first real dollar I ever made, okay? This also means a cash reserve, right? And a growth plan. Ooh, sorry for my terrible handwriting, all right? Cash reserve is a cash savings account. Let's say that your break-even point is 10K. You're making 15K a month. Now you got $5,000 in positive cash flow, net income, 60K a year. I'm going to take 20 to 25 of that and put that into the cash reserve. Why? Because when COVID hit, you didn't have a cash reserve, you were out of business fast. And what happened to the industry this past year? Massive retraction. Why? You need 6 months of cash reserve. 6 months for me is almost 600K. All right, you need a lot of money in the bank. All right, thank God, me and Dan got our shit together a bunch of years ago and started saving our shekels. Okay, we had a bunch of money to sit on, and we were able to make moves that a lot of other businesses couldn't because they didn't have any money in the bank. All right, and the last thing is a growth plan. Okay, let's say your first gym is going really well, like my man Josh did, right? He's got 2, he wants to do another one soon, right? You gotta have money for that too. You can't take from the reserve for one, deplete that reserve, open the second one, and then something bad happens, right? What happens if Josh was in the middle of expansion from gym number 3